Welcome everyone to the post-film discussion. Hope you enjoyed Normie as much as we did. We love programming the film, and I am honored to be joined by the director of Normie, Kurt Neal. Kurt, welcome to the Twin Cities Film Fest. Thank you so much for making this film, and thank you for being part of the conversation after.
Thank you for having us. It's truly a privilege to be a part of this festival.
Kurt, tell me about the inspiration. How did you know Anne-Marie? Did you know her in the past, or did you come across her? Tell me more about finding Anne-Marie for you.
I've known Anne-Marie since she was a small child. Her family, they're very close friends of ours. I've been privileged to watch her grow up and mature over the years. And we've also had several other friends that are part of the Down syndrome community. And I think the way it came about is in the scope of the world and all the insanity that's going on and how people are so ugly to each other. I felt compelled, not knowing obviously COVID-19 times were coming, et cetera, that we need to be a more compassionate people. And I think the beauty of Anne-Marie and her honesty draws me to look more deeply at my own life.
When you thought about making this film, how was that conversation with Anne-Marie to get her on board, or to have her story?
I wish Anne-Marie was here, because who you see on camera is who she really is. She's so honest. And when we first were talking about the idea just as friends, it was actually in the context of her doing some internship work with me. She actually helped in the production of the film as well. A lot of people don't know that. And we just started exploring the idea of the pain that she feels around not feeling normal in a world that's screaming, you have to be a certain way. And as our friendship has grown through the years, she became very vulnerable in expressing that to both my wife and myself and our other friends. So it just blossomed.
For you as a filmmaker, this is your third feature-length films. You've, of course, done hundreds of shorts and all those kind of good things. Tell me more about this particular film as it compares to the other two that you have done. This seems deep. This seems emotional to your heart.
Yeah, I think the reason it feels so personal is I've always felt like an outcast. When I grew up, I struggled with dyslexia and didn't know it till I was older. And for various reasons that I think our film tries to show, is we're all broken people and we're all crying out to be loved and accepted. The other two films, one was about the reality of sexuality in the world and asking the question, how do you love people that are different than you? And then the second one was about addiction and codependency, and is it possible to love in the middle of that reality? So this film was a personal, the other films were very personal too, but this one was about, we're all broken and I want to be loved, and we want to draw other people to flip the lens on themselves through the beauty and honesty of Anne-Marie.
So how was Anne-Marie on set? Obviously, you said, what you see of her is what you get. In a documentary sense, you're following the lead of your character, your inspiration throughout. Tell me a little bit about, her on set, her on camera.
Oh, friend, we should have her here because it's a discovery process. The beauty about Anne-Marie is she will tell you what she's really thinking in the moment. And then she'll play the game too, like we all do. But she's really good at calling BS on herself. And that became a real phrase with us of asking the question, hey, is this BS or is this real here? And she so craves to be this real person that she is, but to express that. As we went through time and spending well over a year together in the process of shooting, we would just move and flow with the ebbs of the reality that were exposed in her honesty.
How did you discover some of the individuals that she has conversations with? Magicians, for an example. How did you come across those individuals?
Yeah, our world of filmmaking revolves around friendships. And so one of the other producers in the project, who's actually in the film, as well as Katie Anderson, her daughter's in the film, her husband's in the film. And so Katie, all these friends started joining, and she goes, hey, I know this guy that I saw speak. And so we approached him, and he said, I'm all in. So that's lit from one thing to the other. Friends heard about it and wanted to join in and participate.
That's great. Again, if Anne Marie was here, I'd be asking her the question. I guess I can ask you because you know a little bit more about her because you've known her for a while. How has she changed through this process in discovering herself, asking the questions that she did? I mean, we saw her journey as she was going through it, but how have you noticed her? If there has been a change, what has that change been?
Yeah, difficult question, but a good one. I think that Anne Marie would say if she was here, she's pursuing all the more what it is to be truthful with her soul and to be honest with other people. She's suffered a lot of discomfort, if you would, in life, like we all have. But I think that's kind of what she would say, or what I've observed in her is all the more she's trying to lean in to living a life that's honest, and yet it's very, very, very complex.
You mentioned that obviously Anne Marie and her parents are part of your network. There's viewers that are watching whose family members are perhaps diagnosed with Down syndrome. There's also individuals watching that don't know anybody that has anybody with Down syndrome. What could you tell for those who have and for those who haven't had experience with an individual with Down syndrome? What could you tell them about individuals with Down syndrome, and how can everybody be more compassionate? Because I think it's very important that you say.
How you're really touching. I can answer that for me personally. I think that I I tend to cave in on myself and become extremely self-focused. There's so many beauties about individuals that have Down syndrome, and it's not the patronizing view that I think many of us tend to have, feel sorry for that person, but it's rather really look for the common reality of dignity in life and love and inside humor. Anne Marie is one of the funniest people I've ever met, truthfully. And it's not laughing at her, it's laughing with her. So I would say, with a great deal of passion, to look into the people around you that, whether they have Down syndrome or another visible disability or difference, it's hard to even know what politically is correct in today's world, but to reach out and endeavor to see the humanness that is in each person. And I think the beauty that God has designed.
Kudos, congratulations. Thank you, first and foremost, for making this film. It certainly hit the right notes and emotional notes and learning, honestly, learning. I learned so much watching this film, but not just an individual, but what she goes through on a normal basis. So thank you for that. How can people support you? How can people continue to support this particular film or any of your current or future projects?
Wow, what a kind question to ask. If they went to our website, compellinglight.org, that'd be the easiest way to go. We do different projects, and there's film projects and group gathering projects designed around people moving outside of themselves and loving one another as I think God wants us to do. And again, thank you for having us on and asking these good questions. It's truly been a privilege.
Well, it's been an honor. Thank you. And here's looking forward to more of your future projects that we can showcase. Director,
Thank you, my friend.
Director of NORMIE, Kurt Neal. Thank you, Kurt.
Thank you, friend.